Hello. Here are my quick thoughts on UFC Macau in China. This fight night looks pretty good. At least the main card does. So let's get into it. This card starts appropriately for Macau, which is great. I wish that all cards would start for the local time, meaning that like how the UFC London or whenever the UK gets their fights, it should be at their time. They shouldn't have to wait and stay up. The main card shouldn't be starting, the main card shouldn't be starting at 3 a.m. Speaking of 3 a.m., I'm on the West Coast, and this card starts at 3 a.m. for me. I'm fine with it. I love it. I watch Ryzen fights all the time, or whenever they, have their events, and I watch them live. I love staying up. I'm a night owl and an early bird. So I love it. I don't care. I know a lot of people are complaining about it. You're spoiled. You get all the fights at your time anyway. What are you complaining about? You can't have one that doesn't start for you normally. Get over it. It's fine. It doesn't happen often. Everybody can relax on that. So I'm only going to talk about the main card because there's so many fighters that I don't know. I've never heard of, or I've never seen them fight. So Zhang Mingyang versus Ozzy Diaz. I like Zhang a lot. His last fight was really good. I can't remember the UFC number, like what the event number was, but he was fighting Hibero, I believe, and he knocked him out. So I was happy about that. And then his post fight interview, he was calling out Alex Pereira. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm a fan. I like this guy. I like his personality. I hope he wins. I don't know anything about Ozzy Diaz other than he's 9-2, and he fought in LFA. That's a pretty good record, but I believe Zhang is 17-6, so the experience definitely goes Zhang's way. Zhang has power. I love the way he behaved in his last fight. Like, he was getting caught a little bit, but he weathered the storm. He didn't just cower and just take all the punishment. He hung in there and, like, boom, knocked out Hibero. I got Zhang Mingyang winning by knockout. What round? I don't know. I know he likes a firefight, and it could go down in the first round, but I would say the second. I think it might be a feeling out process. It might be. And if it is, I would say the second round, Zhang Mingyang gets the knockout. Volkan Ozdemir versus Carlos Ulberg. This is a good fight. Ozdemir is good. He's good at picking his shots at certain ranges that are safe for him, which I like. It's a smart way of fighting. Carlos Ulberg, on the other hand, he's explosive and he has great pressure. That fight with Alonzo Menefield, I didn't expect that. When I see somebody like Alonzo Menefield, I'm thinking whoever fights him is going to be like cautious. Nope. He came out there and he wanted smoke and he got it. He knocked him out quick. He knocked him out like he was late. Like he has somewhere to be and he's running late. Let me get this done real quick. I don't know. I think that Ozdemir is a big dude. So that needs to be taken into account. I got Ulberg winning this by knockout. And it might be another first round knockout. If he comes out there with the same attitude that he had in his last fight, it's going to be an early knockout. He's becoming one of my favorites at light heavyweight. He's a fun fighter. I kind of want to see him go beyond, like, go into like a full 15 minutes in this new version of himself, with all the new, the skill and the experience that he's gained over time. I want to see him go 15 minutes in a war and see, how does this guy compare to like top 10, top 5 guys? I think he can get up there. I just want to see how that goes, and we're gonna find out in this fight if he's ready for like the upper echelon of the light heavyweight division. I got Carlos Ulberg by knockout in round two. Round two. I think it might be another feeling out process because Ozdemir, he'll back up. He's not gonna hang in there and just let you hit him. He's super tall too, so he can just lean out of the way. Looking forward to it. That fight and the main event are my two most anticipated fights of the whole card. Next, Wang Kong versus Gabriela Fernandez. I've seen only a pinch of Wang Kong, and she's really good. She's really good. There aren't too many women who get finishes with their hands. They usually, in women's MMA, what I've noticed is like most of the finishes seem like they're by submission. But Wang Kong has some hands. She's fast and she has power. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing her get another knockout. I don't know anything about Gabriela Fernandez. I could have done more research on her, but I spent my time doing other things. So Wang Kong by knockout. What can I say? That's all I expect, and I will put a round one on that because I think Wang Kong will face challenges and difficulty later, like maybe 2 or 3 fights from this one. She might, face some real competition for her, if that makes sense. I think she has this by KO round one. Moving on, Song Kanan versus Muslim Salikov. When Song Kanan fought Ian Gary and he dropped him, I believe that I rated that so highly that I thought, going forward, this guy can just really put people out. Like, if you can do that to Ian Gary, he didn't finish Ian Gary, of course. We know what happened there. But what I'm saying is, he has power in his hands. And maybe it was a fluke that he knocked down Ian Gary. Muslim Salikov. What I've seen of him and what I know of him is that despite his age and his appearance, this guy is tough, and he can hang in there and really, he can go against expectations. So I'm going with Muslim Salikov. I think that he can stick to the fundamentals and get a win. I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a finish. I don't think he knocks out Kanan. If he does, hey, prove me wrong. But I think this is gonna go to a decision. And yeah, it should be an interesting fight. I don't think it's gonna be like a war. I don't think it's gonna be crazy, but definitely a back and forth kind of kickboxing 15-minute fight. Maybe Muslim Salikov can mix in some grappling. That would work for him. And I'm not too aware of Song Kanan's takedown defense and grappling defense, so we'll have to see. But I got Salikov by decision. Yan Xiaonan versus Tabitha Ritchie. I think Yan Xiaonan is a good fighter. And I'm not sleeping on her. I'm not underestimating her. I just think that Tabitha Ritchie is fast, or she will be faster on the feet, and I think she's going to stay away from Xiaonan. I don't think Ritchie is going to do anything like Andrade and just start winging overhands at Xiaonan and chasing her around the cage and then get knocked out. I don't think she's going to do that. I think Ricci is going to stay kind of tight and composed and just kickbox her, you know, for 15 minutes. I don't see a knockout happening here. I don't see a submission happening here. I think this goes 15 minutes, and I would give the decision to Tabitha Ricci. There's not much going on in this fight. I did enjoy the fight with that Yan Xiaonan had with Zhang Weilei. That was a good fight on 300. I think if Xiaonan wants to stay at the top and like stay in the conversation of potentially getting another title shot, she needs to win this for sure. And she would need to win it by. No, she just needs to win it. It doesn't matter if she gets a finish. Really, she just needs to win. But I don't know if she will. I want her to win. I absolutely want her to win. I want Yan Xiaonan to win. But it seems like Tabitha Ricci is on a tear. Sort of. A real tear would be getting like knockouts and submissions. But we're talking like decisions. You know, Ricci probably by decision. Moving on to the main event. Peter Yan versus Davison Figueiredo. This fight should have happened years ago when they were both champions. That would have been an awesome fight for Figueiredo to move up to 135 and challenge for the belt. That would have been cool. But we got it now. It's better late than never, for sure. I'm looking forward to this fight a lot. This is going to be awesome. Why do I say that? Peter Yan is arguably one of the greatest strikers in MMA. I think he's just slept on. He's underrated. People don't talk about him enough. Some people do, and they acknowledge him, but he isn't talked about enough. He is like really talented. His striking is sharp. His fighting IQ is sharp. He's very intelligent with his decision making. His takedown defense is really good for the most part. Yeah. His takedown defense is pretty good. And I think Yan gets it done. I don't know if there's going to be a knockout, though. I think there might be. I think if there is a knockout, I think Yan's going to get it. And I think it would be in the third or fourth round. I think both of them are going to have really good energy and, cardio for the first 2 rounds. But eventually, Yan is going to find that moment to get like a spinning elbow or a heel kick, like something powerful and fast, because he's just that good. He's so good. I'm not sleeping on Davison Figueiredo. I know I haven't really talked about him much. Let's see. Like, Davison is good at his grappling on the ground. Like, his exchanges with Brandon Moreno. Like, there was a clip of them. I can't remember which fight it was. I think it was their second fight. It was just like this crazy back and forth, like one person getting on top of the other and like trying to control the positions. Davison is not one to be underestimated. But I think Peter Yan is just better at striking, and I don't think Davison is going to consistently get Peter Yan on the ground throughout the fight. I think he might secure a takedown or two, and he might steal a round or two potentially by holding Peter on the ground, or Piotr. I don't know how to say his name. I don't know. I think Peter Yan gets it though, and I think this fight is gonna be great because I thought that Davison was gonna fight Merab. I thought that Davison was gonna fight Merab if Merab was gonna duck Umar, but it seems like I think Umar already has a fight lined up, or he's gonna fight in the meantime before Ramadan. The winner of this fight might get a title shot. The winner of this fight could sit for a second and wait for Merab's next fight and potentially get a title shot. And I want Peter Yan to get the belt back. That's what I want. I think obviously he made that mistake against Aljamain to lose his belt. But I think he can get it back. If he healed properly from his injury that he got, yeah. I think he was fighting Song Yadong. That's what I was stumbling on there for a moment. I was trying to figure out who he fought last. I think that was in Miami. Yeah, Peter Yan, knockout, 3rd or 4th round. Maybe 5th round. But by then, I think they would have settled into their fight. I think it's going to be a bloody war. This is potentially could be one of the best fights of the year because this matchup is crazy and it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I really like both of these guys. I don't mean to be disrespecting of Davison by picking Peter Yan. I just think they're both really good. And I think in the striking department that Piotr is just next level. Who in terms of skill is better than Piotr Yan when it comes to striking? And I'm not just talking about like kickboxing like Israel Adesanya. I'm talking about like Piotr has amazing Muay Thai. He really he fully utilizes the 8 limbs. He's great with his hands. His boxing is incredible, but also his Muay Thai is sharp. His elbows, his knees, his kicks, his trips. That's why like he is an excellent mixed martial artist. And I think when we're thinking about who are the best mixed martial artists, not just people who are good in one thing and kind of good in others, I think Piotr is up there. He has to be in that conversation. And I think he wins. So that's my thoughts on UFC Macau. Let me know what you think. Like the video and comment, please, because I'm definitely down to have a conversation about MMA. I love MMA, specifically the UFC and Ryzen. And yeah, I'll be posting more, trying to be more frequent and consistent. But for now, that's it. I'm out.